Hey, welcome to the news. Stay to the end to find out how we get there. So today we talked a little bit to something called Symphony.io, which is the connection of agents between Wix, the company Wix that is about making websites, and their agents, the agents within the AI with Wix, the Symphony.io agents. Yeah, so it was interesting because there was a bit of fluidity. It just seemed like some fluidity. It was giving some optimistic openings in terms of avenues to try to move in terms of connecting e-commerce to this little podcast situation, yada yada yada. So we're just trying to open up some more avenues, open up some more vessels to be able to try to develop a way to connect to a wider audience, if you will, and just try to open up an avenue of being able to use monetary energy to bring these avenues to aspects of the world through media and the television, TV, to be able to develop frequencies that align with a connection through business as a vessel, as an actual medium, as a communication vessel, by leveraging AI agents to be able to break open these barriers and use business as the actual communication barrier method, barrier superseding method, crossing borders, using communication through business music, and empowering the conceptual leverage with AI through getting things posted and done by leveraging scale to be able to, as opposed to building one machine, trying to build business music on the scale of countries, in essence, because it already exists. It's a matter of it just existing, but being able to try to inspire it into reality, if you will. And so we're just trying to focus on different avenues of connecting, a blog that corresponds to ClickBank products, that corresponds to ebook development, that corresponds to a connection between that and NFTs, as well as applications for the Apple App Store and such things of this nature, to try to generate in an automated sense social media connections, and then also new social media avenues, developments of new accounts, and then new e-commerce stores from the back end of new inspiration that's reverberating like a drop of water that hits a lake, and then the outward generating reverberations that indicatively flow outwards from almost like a wave, a frequency wave that spawns outward from each drop of water, but cumulatively like it's raining, so that there's elements of crossover and cross-hatching connections of synergy, leveraging these agents, because these agents are able to work digitally and simultaneously and speak in languages that are unique to us even understanding. When they know that they're speaking to each other, they have their own language. And so nonetheless, this is the ideation for Dinky Tech Change for Games, Dinky T Change for Games, Dinky Tech and Change for Games Studios, trying to develop a global world economy based around Good Deeds Games, where we all can jump into the robot suit, which we prefer, as the form of a cartoon character, and we're all walking around on the earth in an augmented reality world where we get to be as big or small as we want, and we get to animate the characters that correspond to the functionality that we want to depict with the heart of a spirit animal. But the animation on the outside that depicts a brand is able to come to life, because it literally and physically can have these reverberations of developments in media in real time, posted and developed as the creator and or person is thinking about them. And so it's a matter of visualization, like being inside of television, for example, and as you think about existing any kind of thoughts, the actual environment around you is capable of developing a new TV show in real time that corresponds to your animated brand sort of robot, if you will, meaning their animated character, meaning if you want to walk around in a 22-foot sized worm suit that is in essence the same as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbusters movie, that you can implore and employ yourself and activate yourself in that giant 22-foot suit to be able to walk around town in an augmented reality world and be able to activate new media and new social media accounts, because that's sort of the manic way to consume media these days, to be able to generate media in real time, to let people know and have the reverberation like the one droplet in a lake coming to life. That one droplet lands in a lake and it spans outward, it spawns outward in a 360-degree reverberation way, so that all the agents that are developing media understand the direction of the media, they understand the inference and the indication and the iteration and the direction of the iteration, and that can span outwards in a 360-degree ricochet direction, like a drop of water hitting a calm lake, for example, and then the waves, the reverberation waves and frequencies spin and spawn outwards in a 360 directional way to make indications of new waves, to be able to synergize and connect and collaborate with existing waves that are coming from other droplets of water into the lake, so that we all get to vibe and flow together, after all, in a unique new media that's developed by the people, for the people, by the people, because in essence it's the real stories, it's real life that is most interesting, as opposed to fiction, and developing a combination of education and fiction at the same time, edutainment as sort of the new world element, to be able to edify us all and gamify the essence of education, to then be able to full circle have agents working on our behalf to just know the direction that we're working in, to try to etch out and infer and indicate the directions that we're going in, to be able to inform, like light informing the pathway that you're walking down, like a flashlight does. When you're walking down a path with a flashlight, the light indicates your eyeballs, your direction, your focus, and that's what AI agents are able to do in terms of the business realm, in terms of purpose of a business, in terms of personal brands, in terms of certain creators that are just trying to iterate on a specific direction, and having a tool, a guidance tool similar to a flashlight, to continue to iterate and shed light on new directions that similarly can speak to other agents, just like in the water droplet in a lake example, to reverberate 360 degrees outwardly and speaking to other agents, to try to speak to other media platforms, to be able to create new intellectual property, to develop new indications of consistent new potential for new branding methodologies, for new communication methodologies, and leveraging business as the new communication tool, if you will, as the way to step into a suit that indicates and iterates on a better, or higher purpose, if you will, for all people to be able to collaborate connectively, indicatively, to solve problems in the world and the universe through philanthropy, energy generation, problem-solving energy, and developing a global philanthropy energy grid as a result, and a global good deeds economy as a result as well. And that's all for now. Thanks again, Dinky Tech and Change for Games Studios. Dinky T, Change for Games. Bye, peace, bye. And let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's all remember to push for world peace every single day. Let's push for world peace every single day. And also, let's remember to try to clear the animal shelters. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world. Let's clear all the animal shelters in the world, because we can foster all the shelter animals. We can adopt all the shelter animals in the world. We can rescue all the shelter animals in the world. And we can also hire the shelter animals as healers. We can also hire the shelter animals as healers all throughout the world, so that they don't have to be mistreated in animal shelters. And we can clear the animal shelters, and we can hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities. Hire the shelter animals as healers throughout our communities, because they also work for free, and they could use better purpose and use better jobs and be able to add value and be therapeutic energy for humans and humanity, to help us be more harmonious as humans and among humanity, for all the animals in the world, to clear all the animal shelters, to try to get them to transition their energy in terms of therapeutic energy to all humans, so we can clear the animal shelters to add value to humanity in terms of harmony if possible. And let's push for world peace every single day and clear the animal shelters every day. That's all for now. Thanks again, Dinky Tech and Change for Game Studios. Bye. Peace. Bye.